and gentlemen, esteemed seekers of inner truth and understanding, I invite you to embark with me on a journey through the labyrinthine corridors of the human psyche, where we shall explore the enigmatic phenomenon of narcissism and the panic that ensues within such a personality when their grip on control begins to loosen. To comprehend the narcissistic personality, we must first delve into the rich tapestry of archetypes that weaves the human experience. The narcissist is often dominated by the archetype of the false self, a construct born out of necessity to shield the fragile ego from the ravages of a world perceived as hostile and unyielding. This false self demands constant validation, its existence precariously balanced on the adulation and submission of others. It is a mask, a facade that the narcissist wears to navigate the social realms, yet beneath it lies a tempestuous sea of insecurity and self-doubt. Imagine, if you will, the narcissist as an architect of a grand illusion, a magician who conjures a world where they reign supreme, their will unquestioned, their desires, the axis upon which the world must turn. This illusion is not merely a preference, but a necessity. For to face the reality of their inner void is to confront the abyss, a prospect that is both terrifying and unacceptable. The narcissist's reality is a delicate construct akin to a house of cards that teeters precariously at the mere hint of disruption. In this intricate dance of power and control, the narcissist's greatest fear is the loss of dominion over their environment and the people within it. This fear is not a mere trepidation, but a profound existential dread. To understand this, we must consider the role of control in the narcissistic psyche. Control is not simply about dominance. It is the very fabric that holds the narcissist's world together. It is a sacred text, a doctrine by which they navigate the chaos of existence. When the narcissist perceives that their ability to control another is slipping away, they experience a profound panic, a primal terror that emanates from the deepest recesses of their unconscious. This panic is a confrontation with the shadow, that dark and unacknowledged aspect of the psyche that contains all that is rejected and feared. The shadow is relentless, ever present, and it whispers to the narcissist of their inadequacies and failings, threatening to unmask the false self and expose the vulnerabilities hidden beneath. The narcissist panic is also a confrontation with the archetype of the trickster, a figure that embodies chaos and disruption. The trickster revels in overturning the established order, in bringing to light that which has been concealed. When the narcissist's control is challenged, the trickster archetype awakens, threatening to dismantle the carefully constructed narrative of superiority and invulnerability. In the face of such a threat, the narcissist may resort to various defense mechanisms, often rooted in denial, projection, and aggression. These are attempts to reassert control, to restore the equilibrium that has been disturbed. Yet, these mechanisms are ultimately futile, for they do not address the core issue, the narcissist's refusal to acknowledge and integrate their shadow. To truly understand the narcissist's panic, we must also explore the concept of individuation, the process by which the self seeks wholeness through the integration of the conscious and unconscious mind. For the narcissist, This journey is fraught with peril, as it requires them to confront the very aspects of themselves they have long denied. It demands a reckoning with the shadow and a dismantling of the false self, allowing the true self to emerge. This process of individuation is akin to the alchemical transformation, a symbolic journey through which base materials are transmuted into gold. It is the quest for the philosopher's stone, the ultimate realization of one's true nature. For the narcissist, this journey is both terrifying and liberating, for it promises the dissolution of the illusion and the emergence of authentic being. In the sacred dance of the psyche, we are all called to confront our shadows, to integrate the disparate elements of our being into a harmonious whole. Yet for the narcissist, this call is often met with resistance, for it threatens the very foundation upon which their identity is built. It is a call to relinquish the illusion of control and to embrace the uncertainty of existence. In this exploration of the narcissist's inner world, we are reminded of the profound complexity of the human psyche. We are reminded that beneath the surface of our conscious awareness lies a vast and uncharted realm, a realm where light and shadow intertwine, where archetypes dance in an eternal ballet of creation and destruction. As we journey deeper into the heart of this mystery, let us remember that the path to wholeness is not one of avoidance but of courage. It is a path that invites us to face our fears, to embrace our shadows, and to transcend the limitations of the false self. In doing so, we embark on the sacred quest of individuation, a journey that promises not only personal transformation, but a deeper understanding of the human condition. Thus, as we stand at the threshold of this exploration, let us hold fast to the wisdom of the ancients, who understood that the journey to the self is the greatest adventure of all. It is a journey that calls us to descend into the depths of the unconscious, to confront the dragons of our fears, and to emerge transformed, bearing the light of consciousness into the world. As we continue our exploration into the psyche of the narcissist, let us delve further into the symbolic elements that define this complex personality. The narcissist world is one of reflection and illusion, akin to the myth of Narcissus, who gazed upon his own reflection and fell in love with it, ultimately leading to his demise. This myth serves as a poignant metaphor for the narcissist's perpetual gaze, inward, captivated by their own image, yet ensnared by the inability to look beyond it. Within the self-contained universe, the narcissist becomes both the creator and the captive of their own narrative. The persona they project is but a reflection on the surface of the water, ever-changing and ephemeral, yet perceived as the only reality. This self-imposed isolation from the true depths of the self is a defense against vulnerability, a shield against the unpredictability of authentic connection. In the realm of psychology, the narcissist's behavior can be understood as a manifestation of the archetype of the hero turned inward. Traditionally, the hero's journey is one of outward exploration, of facing external challenges and returning transformed. Yet for the narcissist, the journey is arrested at the threshold, where the call to adventure is met with a retreat into the self-constructed fortress of the ego. The hero's potential is thus stifled, trapped within the confines of its own reflection. This stagnation is not without consequence. The narcissist's refusal to engage with the world on its own terms results in an ever-increasing reliance on control and manipulation to maintain the facade. The presence of others becomes merely a means to an end. Their value, determined by their willingness to conform to the narcissist's narrative. Relationships are transactional, devoid of genuine empathy or mutual understanding, serving only to reinforce the narcissist's constructed reality. Let us now turn our gaze to the unconscious motivations that drive this need for control. The narcissist's panic at the loss of control is rooted in a deep-seated fear of annihilation, a terror that the dissolution of their constructed self will lead to an existential void. This fear is a confrontation with the archetype of death and rebirth, a symbolic process that demands the surrender of the old to make way for the new. For the narcissist, this surrender is perceived as a threat rather than an opportunity, for it implies the destruction of the very identity they have painstakingly crafted. In the face of such fear, the narcissist's psyche may become a battleground where the forces of creation and destruction vie for dominance. The anima or animus, representing the unconscious feminine or masculine within, may manifest as an internalized voice, urging the narcissist towards self-reflection and integration. Yet this voice is often drowned out by the cacophony of the ego's defenses, which seek to maintain the status quo at any cost. As we traverse these psychological landscapes, it becomes evident that the narcissist's journey is one of profound inner conflict. It is a struggle between the desire for omnipotence and the longing for authentic connection, between the illusion of control and the reality of vulnerability. This internal dichotomy is mirrored in the outer world, where the narcissist's interactions are fraught with tension and ambivalence. In the realm of dreams, this conflict may manifest as vivid imagery, where symbols of power and fragility coexist in a delicate balance. The narcissist may dream of vast palaces and desolate wastelands, of soaring heights and precipitous falls, each symbol reflecting the dual nature of their psyche. These dreams serve as a window into the unconscious, offering glimpses of the true self that lies hidden beneath the surface. Yet, despite the turmoil, there exists within the narcissist a potential for transformation. The process of individuation, though fraught with challenges, offers a path towards healing and wholeness. It is a journey that requires the narcissist to confront their shadow, to embrace the parts of themselves they have long denied, and to integrate these elements into a cohesive whole. In this sacred quest, the narcissist must learn to relinquish the illusion of control and to trust in the unfolding of their own inner wisdom. They must come to understand that true power lies not in domination, but in the ability to navigate the complexities of the self with grace and humility. It is a path of surrender, of allowing the ego to dissolve and the true self to emerge. As we reflect on these insights, let us hold space for compassion and understanding. For beneath the narcissist's facade lies a soul in search of meaning, a spirit yearning for connection and love. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. Thus, as we conclude this exploration, let us carry forward the wisdom of the ages, knowing that the path to the self is one of courage, vulnerability, and ultimately transcendence. In embracing the totality of our being, we become alchemists of our own destiny, transforming the lead of our fears into the gold of self-realization. As we delve deeper into the intricate tapestry of the narcissist's psyche, let us consider the role of the collective unconscious in shaping such a personality. The collective unconscious, a term I coined to describe the shared reservoir of human experience and archetypal patterns, plays a pivotal role in the formation of the narcissistic identity. It is within this vast and ancient realm that the seeds of the false self take root, nourished by the archetypes that resonate with the narcissist's innermost fears and desires. The archetype of the king, for instance, is one that holds particular sway over the narcissist. This archetype embodies authority, command, and the power to shape reality according to one's will. For the narcissist, the allure of the king archetype is irresistible, for it offers a vision of omnipotence and grandeur that compensates for the perceived inadequacies of the true self. Yet, in the narcissist's psyche, this archetype becomes distorted, transforming into a tyrannical ruler whose reign is marked by insecurity and paranoia. In the narcissist's inner kingdom, subjects are not cherished for their individuality, but valued for their utility in maintaining the illusion of the ruler's supremacy. This distorted expression of the king archetype is emblematic of the narcissist's struggle with the concept of sovereignty, a struggle that echoes through the corridors of the collective unconscious. It is a reminder that true sovereignty is not about domination, but about stewardship and responsibility, a lesson the narcissist must ultimately learn if they are to achieve individuation. The narcissist's journey towards individuation is further complicated by the presence of the wounded child archetype. This archetype represents the original trauma or lack experienced in early development, which often serves as the catalyst for the emergence of the narcissistic personality. The wounded child carries the pain of unmet needs and the scars of early abandonment or neglect, wounds that the narcissist seeks to hide beneath the armor of the false self. To heal these wounds, the narcissist must embark on a journey of inner child work, a process that involves revisiting and integrating the painful memories that reside within the unconscious. This journey is one of profound vulnerability, requiring the narcissist to confront their deepest fears and insecurities. It is a path that demands the courage to feel, to grieve, and to release the old patterns that no longer serve their growth. As the narcissist engages in this transformative work, they are invited to embrace the archetype of the healer, an embodiment of compassion and restoration. The healer archetype encourages the narcissist to turn their gaze inward, to tend to their own wounds with the same care and attention they might offer to others. In doing so, they open themselves to the possibility of redemption and renewal, allowing the light of consciousness to illuminate the darkest corners of their psyche. Throughout this process, dreams and synchronicities may serve as guiding lights, offering symbolic messages from the unconscious. The narcissist might encounter dreams of bridges spanning turbulent waters, symbolizing the transition from fragmentation to wholeness, or they may dream of keys unlocking hidden chambers, representing the unlocking of hidden potentials and the opening of new pathways in the psyche. These dreams are not mere flights of fancy, but profound communications from the unconscious, urging the narcissist to heed the call of transformation. They are an invitation to participate in the great work of alchemy, the sacred art of turning the base elements of the personality into the gold of the true self. In this mystical journey, the narcissist is supported by the presence of the wise old man or wise old woman archetype, figures that embody the wisdom of the ages and the guidance of the inner sage. These archetypal figures act as mentors, offering insights and encouragement as the narcissist navigates the tumultuous waters of self-discovery. Their presence serves as a reminder that the journey to the self is not one undertaken in isolation, but is supported by the collective wisdom of humanity. As we reflect on these archetypal influences, we recognize that the narcissist's panic at the loss of control is not merely a personal struggle, but a universal theme, one that resonates with the collective human experience. It is a reflection of our shared journey towards wholeness, a journey that calls us to integrate the disparate elements of our being and to embrace the complexity of our nature. In this sacred dance of transformation, we are reminded that the path to individuation is a spiral, not a straight line. It is a journey that invites us to revisit our past, to learn from our experiences, and to grow in wisdom and compassion. It is a path that requires us to release the grip of the false self and to trust in the unfolding of our authentic nature. Thus, as we continue to explore the depths of the narcissist's psyche, let us hold space for empathy and understanding. Let us remember that beneath the layers of defense and illusion lies a soul seeking connection and healing. It is a journey we all share, a journey that calls us to embrace the totality of our being and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In our ongoing exploration of the narcissistic psyche, let us now turn our attention to the intricate interplay between the conscious and unconscious mind, and how this dynamic shapes the narcissist's perception of the world. At the heart of the narcissist's struggle lies a profound disconnection from the unconscious, a realm teeming with symbolic wisdom and intuitive guidance. This disconnection fuels the narcissist's relentless pursuit of control as they seek to impose order on both their internal and external worlds. The unconscious mind, vast and mysterious, is a repository of dreams, instincts, and archetypal images that inform our conscious experience. For the narcissist, however, the unconscious is often perceived as a threat, a chaotic domain that must be subdued to preserve the fragile equilibrium of the ego. This fear of the unconscious is a reflection of the narcissist's inner turmoil, a turmoil that is mirrored in their external relationships and interactions. In this context, the narcissist's need for control can be understood as a defense mechanism against the unpredictable nature of the unconscious. The ego, in its attempt to maintain its supremacy, erects barriers to protect itself from the intrusion of unconscious material. Yet, these barriers also serve to isolate the narcissist from the richness of their own inner life, cutting them off from the wellspring of creativity and insight that resides within. To bridge this divide, the narcissist must embark on a journey of self-exploration, a journey that involves embracing the unknown and surrendering to the flow of the unconscious. This process is akin to navigating the underworld, a descent into the depths of the psyche where the treasures of the self await discovery. It is a journey that requires the dismantling of the ego's defenses and the cultivation of a receptive attitude towards the wisdom of the unconscious. In this transformative journey, the archetype of the explorer becomes a guiding force, encouraging the narcissist to venture beyond the confines of the known and to embrace the mystery of the self. The explorer archetype embodies the spirit of curiosity and adventure, inviting the narcissist to engage with their inner world with openness and wonder. It is a call to leave the safety of the familiar and to embark on a quest for self-discovery and transformation. As the narcissist heeds this call, they may encounter the archetype of the alchemist, a figure that symbolizes the process of inner alchemy and the transmutation of base elements into spiritual gold. The alchemist invites the narcissist to engage in the sacred work of transforming their inner landscape, to turn the lead of their fears and insecurities into the gold of self-realization. This process of inner alchemy is not a linear journey but a cyclical one, involving phases of dissolution, purification, and integration. The dissolution phase involves the breaking down of the ego's defenses, allowing the narcissist to confront the shadow and integrate the repressed aspects of their psyche. This phase is often accompanied by feelings of vulnerability and disorientation as the narcissist relinquishes control and surrenders to the flow of the unconscious. It is a necessary step in the journey towards wholeness, as it clears the way for the emergence of the true self. The purification phase involves the refining of the psyche, a process of releasing old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve the narcissist's growth. It is a time of introspection and reflection, where the narcissist is invited to cultivate new ways of being and relating to the world. This phase is marked by the development of empathy and compassion, as the narcissist learns to connect with others from a place of authenticity and openness. The integration phase involves the synthesis of the conscious and unconscious elements of the psyche, resulting in a more cohesive and harmonious sense of self. It is a time of renewal and rebirth, where the narcissist emerges from the journey transformed and empowered. This phase is marked by a deep sense of inner peace and alignment, as the narcissist embraces their true nature and purpose. Throughout this journey, the narcissist is supported by the presence of the mentor archetype, a guiding force that offers wisdom and insight as they navigate the complexities of the psyche. The mentor embodies the qualities of patience and understanding, encouraging the narcissist to trust in the process of transformation and to have faith in their own capacity for growth and healing. As we reflect on this journey of inner exploration, we recognize that the narcissist's path is one of profound transformation and potential. It is a journey that calls for courage and vulnerability, as the narcissist learns to relinquish control and to embrace the uncertainty of the unconscious. It is a reminder that the path to individuation is not a solitary one, but a shared journey that connects us all in our quest for self-discovery and wholeness. In this sacred dance of transformation, we are invited to hold space for empathy and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a journey that calls us to embrace the totality of our being, to integrate the light and shadow within us, and to walk the path of individuation with grace and courage as we continue our exploration into the depths of the narcissistic psyche. Let us consider the profound implications of the narcissist's journey on their relationships with others. Relationships are the crucible in which the alchemical process of transformation occurs, serving as mirrors that reflect the hidden aspects of the self. For the narcissist, however, relationships are often fraught with challenges as they grapple with the need for control and the fear of vulnerability. The narcissist interactions are frequently characterized by a power dynamic where the need to dominate and control others becomes a means of self-preservation. This dynamic is a manifestation of the narcissist's inner conflict, a reflection of the struggle between the false self and the true self. It is an attempt to externalize the battle within, to project the chaos of the unconscious onto the outer world. Yet, within the struggle lies an opportunity for growth and healing. Relationships offer the narcissist a chance to confront their shadow, to see in others the qualities they have disowned within themselves. It is through these interactions that the narcissist is given the opportunity to recognize their own humanity, to understand that the qualities they seek to control in others are often the very aspects they fear within themselves. The archetype of the mirror is particularly relevant in this context, symbolizing the reflective nature of relationships and the insight they offer into the self. The mirror invites the narcissist to look beyond the surface, to see the deeper truths that lie within. It is a call to embrace the reflections offered by others, to use them as tools for self-awareness and transformation. As the narcissist engages with these reflections, they may encounter the archetype of the lover, a figure that embodies the qualities of connection, empathy, and intimacy. The lover archetype challenges the narcissist to open their heart, to engage with others from a place of vulnerability and authenticity. It is a call to dissolve the barriers of the ego and to embrace the richness of human connection. For the narcissist, this is no easy task. The fear of vulnerability and rejection looms large, guarding the heart against the perceived dangers of intimacy. Yet, it is precisely through embracing this fear that the narcissist can begin to heal the wounds of the wounded child, to nurture the parts of themselves that have been neglected and ignored. In this process, the archetype of the child serves as a reminder of the innocence and wonder that lie at the core of the human experience. The child invites the narcissist to reconnect with their innate curiosity and playfulness, to approach relationships with the openness and trust of a child. It is a call to release the burdens of the past and to embrace the present moment with a sense of joy and wonder. As the narcissist embarks on this journey of relational healing, they are supported by the archetype of the warrior, a figure that embodies the qualities of courage and resilience. The warrior encourages the narcissist to face their fears head-on, to engage with the challenges of relationships with strength and determination. It is a call to stand in one's truth, to honor one's boundaries while remaining open to connection throughout this journey. The narcissist is also accompanied by the archetype of the magician, a figure that symbolizes transformation and the power of the imagination, the magician invites the narcissist to harness the creative potential of the unconscious, to use the power of imagination to envision new possibilities for themselves and their relationships. It is a call to transform the lead of control and fear into the gold of love and connection. In this sacred dance of relational transformation, we are reminded that the journey to the self is not one undertaken in isolation, but in communion with others. It is through our connections with others that we come to understand ourselves, to see the truth of who we are reflected back to us. It is a journey that calls us to embrace the totality of our being, to integrate the light and shadow within us, and to walk the path of individuation with grace and courage. As we reflect on this journey, let us hold space for compassion and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this shared journey, we are invited to embrace the complexity of our nature, to honor the reflections offered by others, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace. As we delve further into the intricacies of the narcissistic psyche, let us contemplate the role of dreams and symbols as guiding beacons on the path to self-discovery and transformation. Dreams, those enigmatic narratives woven by the unconscious mind, serve as portals to the hidden realms of the psyche, offering glimpses into the inner world that often eludes the waking consciousness. For the narcissist, dreams can become crucial allies in the quest for individuation, providing insights that challenge the rigid structures of the false self and invite the emergence of the true self. The language of dreams is one of symbols, a rich tapestry of archetypal images that convey the mysteries of the soul. In the narcissist's dreams, we may encounter symbols that speak to the core conflicts and desires that shape their psyche. These symbols often embody the tension between control and surrender, power and vulnerability, illusion and reality. Consider, for instance, the recurring dream of a crumbling tower, a potent symbol of the ego's defenses, collapsing under the weight of its own unsustainable demands. The tower, an edifice of stone and mortar, represents the constructed identity that the narcissist has painstakingly built to shield themselves from the perceived chaos of the unconscious. Its collapse signifies the inevitable confrontation with the shadow, the unveiling of the truths that have been long suppressed. In the dreamscape, the narcissist might also encounter the figure of the wise old man or wise old woman, archetypes that embody the guidance of the inner sage. These figures appear as mentors, offering wisdom and encouragement to the narcissist as they navigate the tumultuous waters of transformation. Their presence is a reminder that the journey to the self is supported by the collective wisdom of humanity, a wisdom that transcends the limitations of the individual ego. The ocean, another frequent symbol in dreams, represents the vast and uncharted territories of the unconscious. For the narcissist, the ocean may evoke feelings of awe and trepidation, its depths concealing both treasures and terrors. To sail these waters requires the courage to confront the unknown to trust in the intuitive guidance that arises from the depths of the psyche. As the narcissist engages with their dreams, they are invited to participate in the sacred work of interpretation, a process that involves unraveling the symbolic language of the unconscious and integrating its messages into the conscious mind. This work is not a solitary endeavor, but a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious, a collaboration that fosters the emergence of the true self. In this dialogue, the archetype of the storyteller emerges as a powerful ally. The storyteller, embodying the creative forces of imagination and narrative, encourages the narcissist to reframe their life story, to weave a new narrative that honors the complexity and richness of their inner world. It is a call to transform the old myths of control and domination into stories of connection and growth. The act of storytelling becomes a transformative ritual, a means of bridging the gap between the conscious and unconscious mind. It allows the narcissist to articulate the inexpressible, to give voice to the unspoken desires and fears that reside within. Through this process, the narcissist begins to reclaim their authentic voice, to speak from the depths of their true being. As we reflect on the role of dreams and symbols in the narcissist journey, we are reminded of the profound wisdom that resides within the unconscious. It is a wisdom that calls us to embrace the unknown, to trust in the unfolding of our own inner journey. It is a reminder that the path to individuation is not a linear trajectory, but a spiral, a continuous process of transformation and renewal. In this sacred dance of self-discovery, we are invited to hold space for empathy and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this shared journey, we are called to embrace the complexity of our nature, to honor the reflections offered by our dreams, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace. As we continue to unravel the complex tapestry of the narcissistic psyche, let us turn our attention to the interplay of light and shadow within the individual's inner landscape. This duality, inherent in all of us, is particularly pronounced in the narcissist, whose existence is often characterized by a struggle to reconcile these opposing forces. The concept of the shadow, as I have articulated in my work, refers to the unconscious aspects of the personality that the ego has rejected or repressed. For the narcissist, the shadow looms large, casting a formidable presence over their inner world. It is a repository of qualities and impulses that the narcissist finds intolerable, such as vulnerability, dependence, and empathy. These aspects, though disowned, exert a powerful influence, manifesting in projections onto others and in the compulsive need to control the external environment. The narcissist's journey towards individuation requires a courageous confrontation with the shadow. This confrontation is not an annihilation, but an integration, a process that involves acknowledging and accepting the disowned parts of the self. It is an alchemical transformation, where the lead of the shadow is transmuted into the gold of self-awareness and authenticity. In this process, the archetype of the hero emerges as a guiding force, Traditionally, the hero embarks on a quest that involves facing and overcoming formidable challenges, often represented by dragons or other mythical beasts. For the narcissist, the dragon is the shadow itself, a fearsome entity that guards the treasures of the unconscious. To slay this dragon is to embrace the qualities it represents, to incorporate them into the conscious self, and thereby achieve a greater sense of wholeness. This heroic journey is fraught with peril, for it demands the dissolution of the false self, the constructed identity that the narcissist has relied upon for protection and validation. The false self, though seemingly invulnerable, is a fragile construct, maintained through constant reinforcement and the avoidance of authenticity. Its dismantling is akin to a death, a necessary sacrifice that paves the way for the rebirth of the true self, the archetype of death and rebirth, a universal symbol found in myths and spiritual traditions across cultures, encapsulates this transformative process. It signifies the end of the old ways of being and the emergence of a new, more integrated self. For the narcissist, embracing this archetype involves a willingness to let go of the illusions of control and to trust in the natural unfolding of their own inner journey. Throughout this journey, the narcissist is supported by the archetype of the guide, a figure that embodies wisdom and insight. The guide may appear in various forms, be it as a mentor, a therapist, or an inner voice offering counsel and encouragement as the narcissist navigates the challenges of integration. The presence of the guide is a reminder that the path to wholeness, though deeply personal, is not one that must be traveled alone. In this sacred journey, the narcissist is also invited to embrace the archetype of the artist, a figure that symbolizes creativity and self-expression. The artist encourages the narcissist to engage with the world through the lens of creativity, to use art as a means of exploring and expressing the complexities of their inner life. This engagement with the creative process becomes a powerful tool for healing, allowing the narcissist to articulate the unspoken and to transform their inner turmoil into works of beauty and meaning. As we reflect on this journey of integration, we recognize the profound courage it requires to confront the shadow and to embrace the totality of one's being. It is a journey that calls for vulnerability and openness, a willingness to face the unknown and to trust in the transformative power of the unconscious. In this sacred dance of light and shadow, we are reminded of the interconnectedness of all aspects of the psyche, the intricate web of influences that shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It is a reminder that the journey to the self is not a destination, but a continuous process of becoming, a dynamic interplay of forces that propels us ever forward on the path of individuation. As we conclude this exploration of the narcissistic psyche, let us hold space for compassion and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this shared journey, we are called to embrace the complexity of our nature, to honor the reflections offered by our inner world, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace. As we delve further into the labyrinth of the narcissistic psyche, Let us explore the intricate dance of projection and transference, those subtle alchemical processes that not only shape the narcissist's interactions with others, but also reflect the inner workings of their soul. Projection, in its essence, is a process by which the narcissist externalizes their internal conflicts, casting their disowned attributes onto those around them. It is a defense mechanism that serves to protect the fragile ego from acknowledging the aspects of the self that reside in the shadow. In the realm of relationships, projection becomes a powerful yet often destructive force. The narcissist, in their quest for validation and control, may project their own inadequacies onto others, perceiving in them the very qualities they cannot accept within themselves. This externalization creates a distorted reality where others are seen not as they truly are, but as reflections of the narcissist's inner world. In this mirrored landscape, the narcissist's interactions are fraught with misunderstanding and conflict, as they grapple with the projections of their own making, transference. A related phenomenon involves the redirection of emotions and desires originally associated with significant figures in the narcissist's past onto new relationships. This unconscious process can result in the repetition of old patterns and dynamics, as the narcissist seeks to resolve unresolved conflicts from their early experiences. In the therapeutic setting, transference offers a unique opportunity for healing, as it allows the narcissist to revisit and rework these patterns within the safe container of the therapeutic relationship. The archetype of the mirror, once again, plays a crucial role in this process, inviting the narcissist to engage in self-reflection and to examine the projections and transferences that color their perceptions. The mirror serves as a reminder that the outer world is a reflection of the inner, that the qualities we see in others often mirror the hidden aspects of ourselves. It is a call to reclaim these projections, to integrate them into the conscious self, and to transform them into sources of insight and growth. As the narcissist engages with this reflective process, the archetype of the teacher emerges as a guiding force. The teacher, embodying wisdom and discernment, encourages the narcissist to learn from their experiences, to view each interaction as an opportunity for self-discovery and transformation. The teacher invites the narcissist to cultivate an attitude of curiosity and openness, to view the world as a classroom where lessons are learned and growth is nurtured. In this journey of self-awareness, the narcissist is also supported by the archetype of the healer, a figure that embodies the qualities of empathy and compassion. The healer encourages the narcissist to extend these qualities, not only to others but also to themselves, to recognize that true healing begins within. It is a call to embrace the wounded parts of the self, to offer them the balm of understanding and acceptance. Through this process of reclamation and healing, the narcissist begins to dismantle the walls of the false self, allowing the true self to emerge. This emergence is not a sudden revelation, but a gradual unfolding, a process of peeling away the layers of defense and illusion to reveal the essence of the self beneath. It is a journey that requires patience and perseverance, a willingness to engage with the complexities of the psyche and to trust in the transformative power of self-awareness, as we reflect on the dynamics of projection and transference, we are reminded of the profound interconnectedness of all beings, the intricate web of relationships that bind us together in the dance of life. It is a reminder that the journey to the self is not undertaken in isolation, but in communion with others, that our interactions with the world are a reflection of our inner journey. In this sacred dance of transformation, we are invited to hold space for empathy and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this shared journey, we are called to embrace the complexity of our nature, to honor the reflections offered by our interactions with others, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace. As we continue our exploration of the narcissistic psyche, we are drawn to the profound influence of the collective unconscious on individual behavior. The collective unconscious, a term I coined to describe the shared reservoir of ancestral memories and archetypes, exerts a subtle yet powerful influence on the formation of the narcissistic personality. It is within this vast shared repository that the seeds of the narcissist's inner conflicts are sown, nurtured by the archetypal themes that resonate with their deepest fears and desires. The archetype of the sovereign emerges as particularly significant in this context. This archetype encompasses the qualities of leadership, authority, and the capacity to govern one's inner and outer realms. For the narcissist, however, the sovereign archetype is often distorted, manifesting as a need for absolute control and dominance. This distortion arises from a fundamental misalignment with the true essence of sovereignty, which is rooted in stewardship and service rather than tyranny and manipulation. The narcissist identification with this distorted sovereign archetype creates an internal conflict that reverberates through their relationships and interactions. It is a conflict that stems from the tension between the desire for power and the fear of vulnerability, between the illusion of invulnerability and the reality of human interconnectedness. This tension is a reflection of the broader struggle within the collective unconscious, a struggle that echoes through the myths and stories of humanity. The myth of the Fisher King, for example, offers a poignant metaphor for the narcissist plight. In this myth, the king is wounded, and his kingdom suffers as a result. The wound, symbolic of the disconnection from the true self, can only be healed through the re-establishment of a connection with the sacred. For the narcissist, healing requires a similar reconnection with the authentic self, a process that involves surrendering the illusion of control and embracing the vulnerability inherent in true sovereignty. As the narcissist embarks on this journey of healing, the archetype of the wounded healer becomes a guiding force. This archetype embodies the paradox of suffering and healing, illustrating how one's own wounds can become a source of wisdom and compassion. The wounded healer invites the narcissist to transform their pain into a vehicle for growth, to use their experiences as a means of connecting with others and fostering empathy. In this transformative process, the archetype of the seeker emerges as a powerful ally. The seeker, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire for truth, encourages the narcissist to venture beyond the confines of the familiar and to explore the uncharted territories of the self. This exploration is not merely an intellectual pursuit, but a soulful journey, a quest for the deeper understanding that lies beyond the surface of the ego. The seeker's journey is guided by the light of intuition, that inner compass that points the way towards the realization of the self. For the narcissist, learning to trust in this intuitive guidance is a crucial step in the process of individuation. It requires the relinquishment of rigid control and the embrace of the unknown, a willingness to be led by the inner voice that speaks from the depths of the unconscious. As the narcissist engages with these archetypal energies, they begin to experience a shift in their perception of themselves and the world. The rigid boundaries of the false self start to dissolve, giving way to a more fluid and interconnected sense of being. This shift is accompanied by a deepening sense of empathy and connection, as the narcissist learns to see others not as objects to be controlled, but as fellow travelers on the journey of life. In this sacred dance of transformation, we are reminded of the inherent potential for growth and healing that resides within each of us. It is a reminder that the journey to the self is not a solitary endeavor, but a shared experience, one that invites us to embrace the totality of our being and to honor the interconnectedness of all life. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold space for compassion and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this shared journey, we are called to embrace the complexity of our nature, to honor the reflections offered by the collective unconscious, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace. As we journey further into the depths of the narcissistic psyche, let us consider the role of the anima and animus in the process of individuation. These archetypal figures, representing the unconscious feminine and masculine aspects within each individual, play a crucial role in the integration of the psyche. For the narcissist, who often maintains a rigid separation between their conscious persona and the unconscious, engaging with the anima or animus can be a transformative experience, one that invites a more harmonious integration of their internal polarities. The anima residing within the male psyche and the animus within the female psyche serve as bridges to the unconscious. They are the conduits through which the individual can access deeper layers of emotional wisdom and intuition. For the narcissist, whose defenses are often constructed to ward off vulnerability, the anima or animus can appear as both a challenge and an invitation. These archetypal energies call the narcissist to embrace the qualities they may have disowned or undervalued, qualities such as empathy, sensitivity, and receptivity. The emergence of these figures within the narcissist's awareness often heralds a period of profound inner work. It is a time when the rigid structures of the false self begin to soften, allowing for a more nuanced understanding of the self and others. This process is akin to the alchemical operation of conjunction, where opposites are united and a new synthesis is formed. It is through this union of conscious and unconscious elements that the narcissist can begin to experience a deeper sense of wholeness. The anima, or animus, may first make their presence known through dreams, appearing as figures that evoke strong emotional responses. These figures often symbolize the qualities the narcissist needs to integrate in order to achieve a more balanced and complete self. For instance, a dream of a nurturing and compassionate woman may indicate the anima's call for the narcissist to embrace their own capacity for nurturing and empathy. Likewise, a dream of a wise and assertive man may signal the animus's invitation to develop assertiveness and wisdom. As the narcissist engages with these archetypal energies, they are guided by the archetype of the philosopher, a figure that embodies the quest for truth and understanding. The philosopher encourages the narcissist to explore the depths of their psyche with an open mind and heart, to question the assumptions that have shaped their identity, and to seek a deeper understanding of the forces that govern their behavior. This philosophical inquiry is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a soulful exploration that requires the narcissist to confront the paradoxes and contradictions within their own nature. It is a journey that demands humility and courage, a willingness to face the unknown and to embrace the mystery of the self. Throughout this process, the narcissist is supported by the archetype of the sage, a figure that embodies wisdom, patience, and insight. The sage offers guidance and support as the narcissist navigates the complexities of their inner world, providing a steady presence that encourages trust in the process of transformation. The sage's wisdom serves as a beacon, illuminating the path towards greater self-awareness and authenticity. As the narcissist continues to integrate the anima or animus, they begin to experience a shift in their relationship with themselves and others. The defensive barriers that once defined their interactions start to dissolve, allowing for more genuine connections and a greater capacity for empathy and understanding. This shift is a manifestation of the transformative power of the unconscious, a testament to the innate potential for healing and growth that resides within each of us. In this sacred dance of integration, the narcissist is invited to embrace the totality of their being, to honor the interplay of light and shadow, masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious. It is a journey that calls for patience and perseverance, a willingness to engage with the complexities of the psyche and to trust in the unfolding of one's own inner journey. As we reflect on this process of individuation, we are reminded of the profound interconnectedness of all aspects of the self, the intricate web of influences that shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It is a reminder that the journey to the self is not a destination, but a continuous process of becoming, a dynamic interplay of forces that propels us ever forward on the path of individuation. In this shared journey, let us hold space for compassion and understanding, recognizing that beneath the narcissist's defenses lies a soul in search of meaning and connection. It is a reminder that we are all, in our own ways, engaged in the journey of individuation, striving to reconcile the light and shadow within us. In this sacred quest, we are called to honor the reflections offered by our inner world, to embrace the complexity of our nature, and to walk the path of transformation with courage and grace